I titled my album Dangerously in Love because it talks about basically the steps in relationships and the steps of love. From the first moment you meet a guy and you're attracted to him, to the first time you realize you really like him, to the first time you realize you might be falling in love, to the first time you make love, to the first time you break up and you have to depend on yourself. And it's really sweet and sexy, and it shows a more vulnerable side. And I say dangerously in love because I feel like when love is real, it's a little scary, and that scary feeling feels a little dangerous. My album is very eclectic. I have a different variation of different types of music, from reggae to hip-hop to Middle Eastern to jazz. I took songs from the 70s that inspired me, from Shuggie Otis, who is a classic 70s artist, to duets with hip-hop artists, Jay-Z, Sean Paul, Lil' Kim, to legendary people like Luther Vandross. I love the fact that it's so different from any other R&B record that I've heard, and I really wanted to make a statement artistically. I wanted to show my growth vocally and as a writer, and from a young lady to a woman. And I think I accomplished that. And it's really amazing how different the songs are, but it still sounds like one album. Crazy in Love is my first single, and it's crazy how the song came about. We were having technical difficulties. I said, I'm going to leave the studio and go try to buy Kelly a birthday gift. It was her birthday. And I said, I shouldn't be going anywhere because I'm looking so crazy right now. I was dressed a little weird. And the producer, I came back, and he said, I have the name of the song. And he sang, you got me looking so crazy right now. And I was like, he's crazy. He took that and made it into the chorus. And the concept of the song basically is about a woman who is in love, and she doesn't care how she looks without the guy around. All she thinks about is him. He consumes her thoughts, basically. And I know it happens a lot with women and with men, even though they don't want to admit. And I thought the track was so different because it was a great mixture of live with hip-hop and soul. And it's a great club track and a great message, something that people can relate to. And all it was missing was Jay-Z on it. His voice, once he rapped on it, he brought a whole new element to the song, and it turned out great. I definitely feel like this is an evolution for me. And I wanted to show that in everything I did, from the intros to the artwork. I feel like it's just the birth of a woman, you know, the growth of a woman. And I know that I've truly evolved into a true artist, and I want people to get that from the album. Working as a solo artist is very different. I've always been included in the decision-making process, and always the creative process, but now I'm very much in control of everything. Before anything is approved, I basically have to approve it. And anything that I want to do, I call and tell them, and they try to make it happen, which is wonderful, but it puts a lot of pressure on me. And I don't have the girls there to help me with the decision-making process. And I don't have them there to help me when I have to go do a huge show and I'm terrified in front of the stage, and we kind of help each other, support each other. I don't have them to call when I finish a song and see if they like it or not. You know, usually they give me their approval, and I know if they like it, then it's right. If they don't, then I keep trying. So I have to depend on myself, which is a growing process, and it's a scary thing, but it's something that I know all of us had to do. And I'm going through it right now, but it's like being dangerously in love. The danger is it's a good thing. I know that something great is going to happen. Kelly came down to Miami. I was recording in Miami. She visited me for about a week while I was recording my album. So I had her there for a while. And the very beginning stages I played for Michelle and Kelly. They actually haven't heard every single song because I just finished. But they heard the majority of the record, and I always want to get their opinions, and because I completely respect them. And if they like things, then I know it's right. I still want to hear it from them. As far as the producers that I worked with on this album, I wanted to get new, fresh people. I believe people that haven't really done that much with other artists aren't jaded, and they are so hungry. They have new, fresh ideas. And I feel like when people get in the studio and they're both hungry and they're both respectful of each other and they love music and there's no egos involved, it's just love for music, something really incredible happens every single time. So I wanted to find the new sound, and I wanted also my album to not sound like anybody else's. So I worked with new producers. I worked with people that hadn't worked with everyone in the industry. And I gave people that were really new a chance because I feel like it's a lot of people out there that need the chance. After I finished all those songs, writing with them, with the great producers and collaborating with them, it was certain songs that I could just hear certain artists on. So I called them, talked to them on the phones. I gave them copies of the songs and asked could they be a part of it. And I actually worked with Big Boy from Outkast, and it's a very different hip-hop song. It's called Hip Hop Star, but it's a very rock and roll, very street, almost Broadway. Sounds like Marilyn Monroe mixed with rock and hip hop. I can't describe it, but it's really different. And then I have a Middle Eastern song that's mixed with reggae, which is also very different. And Sean Paul is a part of that song. And he came in from Jamaica. He was so nice and so excited, and I was so excited. The song came out great. Jay-Z, my first single, Crazy in Love, which basically talks about a young lady who is realizing that she's so in love that she's doing things she wouldn't normally do. She's basically not even conscious of some of the things she's doing. It's almost driving her crazy, and she doesn't care because she loves the feeling. The song was so different, and the music, it had live horns and live instruments, but still it didn't lose the hip-hop flavor. It's still so hard, it makes your heart hurt. I could hear Jay-Z's voice on it, so I called. He heard the song, and he went in the studio. He did his rap, brought the song to the next level. And I also collaborated with Luther Vandross, who is just a wonderful artist that is an icon, and I completely admire and look up to him. And he helped me make history. You know, I think that song is one of the most beautiful songs on my record, and it showcases my voice. And I had no idea that the collaboration with us two, our voices would complement each other so well. We redid The Closer I Get to You, which is a classic song by Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, who I grew up listening to. So it was just a dream come true all around. I was so happy. Oh, also Lil' Kim on my remix to Naughty Girl. I love her. I called her, talked to her on the phone. She was on tour, and she actually came in at 3 in the morning and did her vocal, stayed there really late, which I really am appreciative of. That was really nice, and her rap came out great. And Missy Elliott, who is a friend of mine, I completely respect her. She's so different from everyone else. She's not afraid to do daring things. She's not afraid to say what's on her mind. She'll say and do anything that's in her head. She's like completely ahead of her time, and I admire her and respect her.